Sean, maybe giving you to wrap it up, like a chance to reflect on the Sandy Munro interview, and if you had any sort of high level takeaways or um, just anything in general like that. I feel like mine, kind of to give you some time to think, is that my prediction is that in a year, when we watch Sandy Munro's takedown of the Model Y or something with the Maxwell battery, dry battery electrode, they're going to be like, oh my God, like they're going to be even more blown away. Like, we thought Tesla was ahead now, like, holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? I can't wait for that, because I know that the car they broke down is technology that sucks. Like, for what Tesla's working on, that's yesterday, that's garbage, and they're already floored. So I'm pumped about that. But I don't know. I'm just really curious if, after thinking it through, after going to Detroit again, what your takeaways were from that.
Yeah, I'm even more convinced that Tesla is so far ahead and so good at their primary core competency, which is battery pack cells and electric motor. So battery pack and electric motor. It is, and I guess to throw into that, even though it's still probably at its early stages of development, it is this this full autonomy chip. A lot of this stuff just has not been recognized or realized by traditional automotive. And I think it's very, very likely that some of these companies will not be in business in 20 years. Some of them will not make it because they have not jumped on board with the transition. This is the Kodak digital camera moment of automotive, right? Kodak was no digital cameras, no, not the right path. And then all of a sudden, out from purview, you have digital cameras as well as smartphones that really just killed the traditional film business. So I left that interview thinking that Tesla is so far ahead of its competition. It is really, really impressive. I mean, at the moment, they're probably 3 to 5 years ahead of their competition. With the Maxwell implementation, they may be 5 to 8 years, and that's a little bit of why you hear some concern from my end about Tesla getting so far ahead that they kill everyone. And I don't necessarily want that. I want there to be lots of options. I think there should be lots of options. Not everyone is going to buy a Tesla or wants to buy a Tesla. So I think I think that Tesla has the best technology on the market by a long shot. I mean, we're talking 3 to 5 years before some of these other automakers catch up with the 370-mile Model S range, the 325-mile Model X, and 310-mile Model 3.
Yeah. And it's, you brought out something that it's like, this isn't a once in a decade change. This is a once in a century. Like, we went from the steam engine to the internal combustion engine to the electric motor. Like, this is a fundamental, this isn't even cars. This is like the main propulsion engine of how all of society works. Boats, planes, trucks, everything is running on this, is going to have to switch this next generation propulsion technology. And then I think what's even crazier is we've always had these propulsion technologies, but we've always had humans operating them. Not only is the underlying propulsion technology changing, but the operator is going from a human to a piece of software. It's hard to fathom how different of a world that we're just scratching the surface of, that Tesla is showing everyone. So I don't know. It's really exciting.
I totally agree. And it makes complete sense why you see a lot of the nonsense articles in press and smear campaigns to try and squash Tesla. I can't prove that it's being done by some bad actors behind the scenes, but it is unusually nonsensical, some of the stuff that's being published right now that catches press and that people are running, and the short and distort strategy. It is unusual, because when you look at back to the original point at the beginning of the conversation, when you look at the total product, the product as a whole, as an electric vehicle, you look at something that is just light years ahead of anything else that's on the market, and probably more importantly, owners are fanatical. They love the vehicles. They get excited about things like receiving a push alert on their phone that there's a new software update and a new feature that's being pushed out to their vehicle. Version 10 of Tesla's vehicles is coming. It's imminent. And I think that is one just small microcosm of why people love these vehicles. They're crazy fun to drive. The acceleration is phenomenal, and the car improves over time. Pretty soon, we'll be watching our videos, this interview inside our Teslas, and we'll be Netflix and chilling, just getting crazy with tinted windows, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Dude, yeah, no, it's crazy.